So my first question is about CIfa and what you hope this year's CIfa Forum will achieve at the United Nations at the ECOSOS Chamber.
CIfa is unique in that it genuinely tries to bring people together. It realizes that the private sector needs to have a role and a voice at the United Nations to try to encourage the policies that will stimulate more economic growth.
Right, and do you think the United Nations is receptive to NGOs like CIfa who want to contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030, or are there some challenges with government, in your opinion?
There are challenges with certain governments, but I don't think there's a challenge with the UN. The UN has certified CIfa, or whatever the technical term is that's happened, and they're hosting us for the conference. So I think there's a lot of openness on both sides to have this discussion, which is great, because even when there are divergent views, if people aren't getting together to actually talk, we'll never find out where there's common ground.
Right, and there seems to be a lot of common ground, and there seems to be some obstacles. You'll be attending the two-day conference. What do you hope that organizers will take away with them at the end of the 2 days?
The great news is that everyone agrees on the goals. We want prosperity, poverty reduction. The challenge is, and this is why it's so good to have the conversation, the challenge is figuring out the policies that will deliver those kinds of results. I've always viewed the world as a laboratory, and the great news is being at a venue like the United Nations, that is the world, hopefully it's a chance to learn what works best.
Right, and in your opinion, There's an argument about the taxation that's right now being discussed, that perhaps CIfa is not pro those ideas on the part of the United Nations. Can you talk about the taxations and how that might affect the Sustainable Development Goals if they are too big and broad?
Well, there's no question that's one of the areas where there would be some conflict and controversy. Some governments want to have higher taxes. A lot of people in the private sector don't want higher taxes. But the great news about sitting down at a conference like this is that hopefully both sides will learn something.